What up, y'all? It's been a while. I wanted to do a little part on Genesis 1, Genesis 1:1, 1, 2 for you today. This is something that's kind of hidden in the Bible and Scripture, but there's a lot that also know about this. But originally, when God created the heavens and the earth, He created the angelic hosts. In Genesis 1:1, it says in the beginning God created heavens and the earth. Okay, that's 1:1. Well, in 1:1, God created the heavens and the earth and all the angelic hosts, and then it's called the gap theory. This is where you also had in 1:2 the earth was without form or void, and darkness was over the face of the deep. That is not where God started creation. That's where there was a destructive war that took place, and God was looking at it after the war had ended. And it says darkness was over the face of the deep because, in my humble opinion, the angelic hosts that fell from heaven, the ones that warred against him to try to usurp the throne of God, as Lucifer led this destructive army, he threw them down, destroyed the earth, and that's why it was without form or void, because Lucifer was over the earth system at that time. And when he fell with the third of the host that tried to usurp the throne of God, I personally believe he locked them in the waters after he destroyed the earth during that war. God doesn't create and go from chaos to perfection, and that's what the worldly church will try to tell you. It's not true. God creates from perfection. Things got chaotic after sin entered the earth system, the world system, and that was when Lucifer defied God, and he had jealousy in his heart, right? So in 1:1, when God created the heavens and the earth, God created all the angelic hosts. He created the whole earth. He created all the heavens. And in 1:2, it was without form or void, and darkness was over the face of the deep, because there was a war in heaven, and God locked the angelic hosts in the waters, because God flooded the earth out. It's called Jeremiah's flood. Look it up. In Jeremiah, in your Bible, it'll talk about, it's kind of known as Jeremiah's flood. It was the first flood. God created the first flood to destroy the earth system in relation to the fallen hosts. And then there was a second flood with Noah. That's why God gave the rainbow. That's because he already had created 2 floods on the earth, and he didn't want man to doubt that he was going to do it again. So he made a promise to man, meaning Noah, and the 7 other people on that ship, that he would never do that again. He would never destroy the earth with another flood. He already had done it twice. Okay, and so when you hear darkness was over the face of the deep of the waters, darkness is sin, y'all. That was Satan and the fallen host locked in the waters. And that's why when God recreated the earth, he put a dome over it. And I know you're going to laugh because I'm a flat earther. But the earth is flat. It's round. It's not a ball. If it was a ball, it would say the circle of the earth. It would have been a ball of the earth. When God spoke that in Hebrew or in Aramaic, he did not. He talked about it being flat. The terms used were flat, like a pizza. But outside the earth, it is more rectangular, squarish. That's why there's 4 corners. But you got to understand the there's the heliocentric, which is the round ball model, which is bull. It's the geocentric model. That's the model of God, and the earth is on pillars. Believe it or not, it's in the Bible, and we're covered by a dome called a rakia. It's a firmament. You get it? Firm. It's firm. It's unbreakable. It's glass. It's glass-like material. That's why the sky above us is blue, because the waters above are blue. That's why space is a complete hoax. And anything alien is coming up out of the water. Believe it or not, I don't care. But when people that doubt the Bible would say, well, where the dinosaurs come from, they were here for billions of years, billions upon billions. Well, you can look at between Genesis 1:1 and 1:2, there could have been billions of years before Satan fell. Who knows? And how did God flood the earth out? He didn't knock no canopy, water canopy down like the modern day church will tell you, because they're sold out to the enemy too. Those people on TV are Satan's wolves in sheep's clothing. He is the prince and the power, the air of this world. The air is the TV screen, you guys. Don't be idiots. I'm so sick of people looking at those. I used to look at them as prophets, and that's why I'm so sick of it. And I'm not calling you idiots. I was an idiot for believing T.D. Jakes and Kenneth Copeland were God's men. They're not. They're the biggest wolves in the church. They come as an angel of light, right? That's what Satan does, and so does his foolish preachers. Okay, so this is what happened, and what happened was there was a fall, and it was a fall of the angelic host, the third. That was their choice to choose, and then God recreated the earth for Adam and Eve, and he created it for us, so that he knew Adam and Eve would fall. Satan was the tree in the Garden of Eden. It says this in the Bible. I think it's in Ezekiel. Nevertheless, you can look that up. He was a tree in the Garden of Eden. It was his fruit that they ate from. Okay? But he knew man would fall too, because man had to have a choice to choose as well. God don't want no people in his heavenlies without them having a choice to choose, their opportunity to choose. That's why the angelic hosts had a choice when Lucifer fell. If they wanted to go, they went with him. He didn't force them out. They fell on their own. In fact, he didn't even fight with them until they came against him. Probably because God is not controlling. Satan is. Just like the narcissist. They're controlling. They want cameras on you, chains on you. They want you sick and fighting each other. They want you broke, dead, poor. All of that. Sick. That's the enemy. You know, so. But this is what happened. And then what else happened was, after creation was recreated, then what happened was then there was the angelic host, another set of them called the Watchers. They were supposed to watch the humanity from the fallen hosts and protect them, but there was a group of watchers. There was 200, and they decided to fall all at once and mate with human women, all of what they wanted, that they lusted over, and that created the Nephilim, which were the giants in the land. They were half human, half fallen angel. And that's why eventually in Genesis 6, God had the earth flooded out, because then they ended up copulating with the beasts of the field. And if there were ever meat-eating dinosaurs, it would have been then, because they had destroyed all flesh on the earth. That's why God had to flood the earth out. That's why he only took those 8 people on the boat and said that Noah was perfect in his genealogy, generations. That meant in his genealogy, his biologic self was what was perfect. And so he took those 8 people and he put them on the ark, and he sent the animals to Noah, because the rest were corrupt. Okay? That was the whole reason for this whole flood of Noah's Ark. And then it occurred again thereafter the flood. But a lot of people, a lot of us believe that there was never an incursion of fallen angels or angels to try to do that again, because God had them locked in the abyss, and he had tortured them so hard and so much that no angelic host would ever try that again. Okay, so then what happened was there was copulations that were still in the water, like merman, or something like that, or the seed of Cain or something like that was hidden in the hollow earth. The earth is not a molten ball of metal. It's bull. It's flat and it's hollow, and there's cities down under. That's where different dimensions are. You go into the caves to get to different dimensions. You go under the water to get into interdimensional areas. Okay? And sometimes stargates. And that's what going into different dimensions means for real in this world system. They're always lying to you. But this is what happened. And God reset here. It's like a fallen angel mating with or they were able to shape-shift, and they were maybe, or the other thing was they were able to interject their seed somehow into animals. I don't know. But we do know there was all kinds of different humans mixed with animals, say centaurs and things like that, dogmen. In the Bible, there was the lion men of Moab, right? They had lion heads and human bodies. And this is in the Bible. And so, take it for what you want, but this is the beginning of creation. And this is always what Satan's heading towards. God has a new world order, but everybody in heaven loves God, and he loves them, and they do their part. Okay, so that's all Satan knows. He just copies God. He's a carbon copy of Christ. So what he does is he has a new world order, except he hates you once you broke, dead, in chains. Once you fighting each other and sick. You know, and that's his new world order. You see, it's just a copy. A fake BS copy. And so they're always trying to genetically manipulate God's creation, whether it's fruits and vegetables, the water, the weather, the animals, or the people. They're genetically manipulating, right? And they want to tell you they're going to upgrade you. They're going to make you better. They're not going to make you better. They can't even create a human on their own out of thin air like God did, so how could they ever do anything else better? But this is how Genesis 1:1-1-2 started, and then, you know, from there we ended up in Noah's Ark. We ended up with all of these different types of New World Orders, and then what happened was they had the New World Order of before the flood. They had the one of Babylon. They had the one, in Rome, which I believe was the Tribulation one, 70 AD, with Nero being the Antichrist. And now we're heading towards another one. So, and there was one in Egypt, probably. So, Satan only knows to do the same thing over again. Whatever has been will be the same. There's nothing new under the earth, under the sun, and it's just the same old thing every day. So he just repeats himself, remember? And with him repeating himself after every devastation that God puts upon the earth because they've gotten so corrupted, it just happens over and over again. So that's all. It's just the same thing. And, so that's all. That's just the way it is. But anyway, I'm going to stop there because that's part 1 of creationism. Thank you for watching. If you're still on, give me a like, subscription, and thumbs up. Peace.